Today video 5 pennies, 1944, 1945, 1948, 1949, 1958. The 1944 Liberty Wheat Penny holds a special place in the hearts of numismatists and coin collectors around the world. Minted during the final years of World War II, this penny is more than just a piece of currency. It's a symbol of America's resilience and wartime innovation. With over 1 billion coins struck that year, it may seem common at first glance, but the deeper you dig, the more fascinating it becomes. To understand the significance of the 1944 penny, we must look back at the events that preceded it. In 1943, the United States Mint produced pennies, made of steel coated with zinc instead of the usual copper. This change was made to conserve copper for the war effort, which was essential for producing ammunition and other military supplies. The result was the iconic 1943 steel cent, easily recognizable by its silvery appearance. However, the steel pennies were not popular with the public. They were often mistaken for dimes and had a tendency to rust. Recognizing the dissatisfaction, the mint returned to using copper in 1944. But this copper was not ordinary. It came from recycled shell casings, collected from battlefields and training grounds. This gave the 1944 penny a new level of patriotic symbolism, as each coin carried the spirit of America's fight for freedom. The 1944 Wheat Penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Collectors often seek all 3 variations to complete their collections. The most common is the Philadelphia issue, while the Denver and San Francisco coins are slightly less prevalent, but still widely available in circulation and collections. What makes the 1944 Wheat Penny particularly interesting is the rarer coins that were unintentionally struck. One of the most famous errors is the 1944 steel cent. While 1943 was the year for steel pennies, a few steel plankets were accidentally left in the machines. During the transition back to copper, these rare 1944 steel pennies are among the most valuable coins in American history, with some fetching upwards of $100,000 at auction. Another notable variety is the 1944 D.S. Wheat Penny, which was struck in Denver using a die that had previously been used in San Francisco. This over-mintmark error is easily identifiable with a magnifying glass and is highly sought after by collectors. It's a great example of how small minting mistakes can lead to big value in the world of coin collecting. The design of the 1944 Wheat Penny remained consistent with other Lincoln cents of the era. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. This design, introduced in 1909, marked the first time a U.S. president appeared on a coin in regular circulation. The reverse shows two stylized wheat stalks framing the denomination 1 cent, giving the coin its nickname the Wheat Penny. Many collectors prized the 1944 penny for its historical value. More detail next video. Thank you for watching. A coin in circulated condition might be worth only a few cents, but in uncirculated or mint state, it can fetch several dollars or more. Coins graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC can be particularly valuable, especially with attractive red luster. Copper coins are graded by color: red road, red brown RB, and brown BN. 26. Red coins retain nearly all of their original mint luster and command the highest premiums. Over time, exposure to air and oils causes coins to darken, affecting their visual appeal despite high mintage. The 1945 penny remains a popular piece for beginners and seasoned collectors alike. It's often part of penny folders, sets by year, and mint mark albums. Because of its historical significance, many collectors choose to preserve 1945 pennies in high grades or display them as part of World War II collections. A circulated 1945 penny is usually worth 1 to 10 cents, depending on grade. 32. An uncirculated example can bring into dollars to $15, while rare errors or MS67 examples can go for hundreds of dollars. 33. Auctions occasionally feature superb specimens that fetch premium prices due to condition and eye appeal. Watch out for counterfeits or altered dates, especially for coins claimed to be error varieties. Reputable grading services offer authentication and encapsulation, preserving both the condition and the value. Avoid cleaning old coins, as this can destroy value and make them unattractive to collectors. Some 1945 pennies still turn up in circulation today, a testament to their durability. The wheat reverse would continue until 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. 1945 penny in MS67 Plus. Red condition sold for over $2,000 in a heritage auction, proving that condition truly is king. Store valuable wheat pennies in acid-free holders or coin capsules to prevent oxidation. 41. Use silica gel packets in your storage area to reduce humidity and avoid copper corrosion. 42. For large collections, consider professional coin albums or archival storage. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just a coin, it's a relic of wartime America and a tribute to economic resilience. Whether you're new to collecting or a seasoned numismatist, this coin offers a blend of history, artistry, and affordability. So next time you see a 1945 wheat penny, remember, it carries the story of a nation at the crossroads of history. Thank you for watching. To like, share, and subscribe to the Coins World. Third Liberty Wheat Penny 1948. Today, we explore the fascinating world of the 1948 Liberty Wheat Penny. At first glance, it may seem like a common coin, but under the surface lies a story of post-war America. Copper shortages, minting variations, and collector value. Stay with us as we uncover the secrets behind this humble piece of numismatic history. The 1948 Wheat Penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to mark Lincoln's 100th birthday. This design, which replaced the Indian head cent, was the first U.S. coin to feature a real, historical figure, a revolutionary step in American coinage. On the reverse side, you'll find the classic wheat ears flanking the words 1 cent, symbolizing America's agricultural roots and strength. This reverse design remained until 1958, making the Wheat Penny series one of the most beloved by collectors. The year 1948 was a time of reconstruction. World War II had ended just 3 years earlier, and the U.S. Mint resumed normal operations. Wartime steel cents had already been phased out, and copper was again the primary metal used in penny production. The 1948 penny, therefore, marks a return to tradition in U.S. coinage. Minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco Mint Mark. The total mintage of 1948 wheat pennies exceeded 440 million. Despite high mintage numbers, condition, mint mark, and errors make certain examples especially valuable today. Philadelphia produced the majority with over 317 million coins. These have no mint mark and are the most common. However, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially with strong red luster, can command a high price at auction. Denver struck about 172 million coins, and while also plentiful, the D mint mark versions often suffer from weaker strikes. Collectors prize sharp strikes with full details, especially in Lincoln's hair and the wheat ears, making those more desirable. San Francisco only minted around 81 million coins, making the S Mint 1948 penny the lowest mintage of the year. High-grade examples with the S Mint mark and full red coloring are notably scarce and fetch premium values in the collector market. What makes the 1948 wheat penny truly interesting are its error variants. Circulated coin might only be worth a few cents to $1, but mint state examples, especially graded MS65, red or higher, can sell for $50 to $300, depending on rarity and demand. Beyond its physical characteristics, the 1948 penny serves as a time capsule of the late 1940s. It reminds us of an America adjusting to peacetime, building highways, embracing the baby boom, and witnessing the early years of the Cold War. Collectors often seek the 1948 wheat penny as part of a full set of Lincoln wheat cents from 1909 to 1958. Completing this set is a rite of passage in the numismatic world and teaches collectors about minting history, geography, and even economics. The Coin World, Old Coin Review and Value, where we uncover the hidden stories and value behind the world's rarest coins. Today, we're diving deep into the history of a classic American copper treasure, the 1949 Liberty Wheat Penny. This coin, though common in appearance, holds stories from post-World War II America and may even be worth a small fortune under the right conditions. The 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny, commonly referred to as the Liberty Wheat Penny, was minted just a few years after World War II ended. America was adjusting to peace, with a booming economy, rapid industrial growth, and a renewed sense of national pride. The penny, bearing President Abraham Lincoln's profile, symbolized American perseverance and the values of liberty and freedom. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Wheat Penny made its debut in 1909 It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real, historical figure, breaking away from the tradition of using symbolic images like Lady Liberty. The design includes Lincoln's bust on the obverse and 2 wheat ears on the reverse, representing prosperity and agriculture, the backbone of early America. By 1949, the coin had already been in circulation for 40 years. This particular year's issue came out of 3 mints: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark. The total mintage for 1949 across all 3 facilities exceeded 370 million, making it relatively common, yet certain variations and conditions bring substantial value. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 217 million coins, making it the most common of the 3. Denver followed with over 153 million, while the San Francisco Mint produced the fewest, just over 64 million. Collectors often seek the San Francisco version in higher grades due to its relative scarcity. The 1949 Liberty Wheat Penny is made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Over time, due to copper oxidation, many of these coins darkened or developed rich tones, which can sometimes increase desirability among collectors, especially if they exhibit beautiful rainbow toning. One key element of the 1949 penny's appeal lies in its varieties and errors. While not as famously error-prone as the 1955 double die, the 1949 series still offers some surprises. Look out for off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and die cracks. These can significantly boost a coin's value. Among the most valuable of these errors are D over S mint mark errors, where a Denver mint mark was struck over a San Francisco one. These rare transition errors occurred when dies were repurposed, and they can fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on condition and clarity. In uncirculated condition, a coin graded MS67 with full red luster designated RD is particularly desirable. Red copper coins indicate the coin. Welcome back to the coin world, old coin review and value. Today, we dive into the rich and fascinating legacy of the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that marks the final chapter of a beloved American design. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about that old penny in your drawer, this episode will take you deep into the story of a coin that once seemed ordinary, but is now an icon of American numismatics. The 1958 Wheat Penny, minted in Philadelphia and Denver, was the last penny to feature the famous wheat ears on the reverse side, a design that had been in use since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat ears symbolized prosperity and growth, aligning with the values of the American spirit. During the early 20th century, the obverse side, of course, features President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to bear a real person's portrait. By 1958, the wheat penny design had been in circulation for nearly 50 years. The United States Mint was preparing to replace the reverse, with the Lincoln Memorial design ushering in a new era starting in 1959. This made the 1958 issue a transitional milestone in U.S. coin history. The 1958 penny was struck in large numbers, with over 250 million coins minted in Philadelphia and another 800 million in Denver. However, that doesn't mean every 1958 wheat penny is common. Certain varieties and conditions can make them extremely valuable. One of the most sought-after rarities is the 1958 double die obverse DDO. This variety was caused by a die that impressed the design twice at slightly different angles, resulting in a doubling effect. Most noticeable in the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Only a few dozen examples of the 1958 double die are known to exist. These coins are extremely rare, and depending on their condition, can sell for tens of thousands of dollars, some even exceeding $100,000 at auction. The value of a regular 1958 wheat penny depends on condition and mint mark. In circulated condition, they might be worth only a few cents, but in circulated, red-toned examples can fetch $5 to $50 and even more. If graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, collectors love the 1958 penny not just for its final year status, but also because it represents the end of a nostalgic design, one many Americans grew up using daily. The coin feels like a direct connection to mid-century America. The shift from the wheat reverse to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959 was controversial at the time. Many numismatists believed the wheat ears Design had more artistic value and a better symbolic message. Today, the Wheat Penny series is among the most collected coin sets in the world. To identify a valuable 1958 penny, collectors look for strong luster, full wheat lines on the reverse, and absence of wear. For rare errors like the DDO, a good magnifying glass or microscope is essential to catch the doubled letters.